Assalamu alaikum. My name is Arbab Nasibullah, and I am working as Chief Executive Officer and founder of Field Worldwide. And apart from that, we have been operating in different countries regarding our different programs. So meanwhile, in today's session, we will be having understanding about UGRAD program, and that is UGRAD Pakistan, which is recently announced. And today we will also learn that how to apply, and we will discuss all those elements that which are important to be considered before applying for the specific thing. And apart from this session, we will have many other sessions which will be coming, and we will also explain stepwise like how to go into the minor and into the detailed discussion of all these things. So today we have our guest speaker, that is Marina Khan, and Marina Khan has joined us. So thank you, Marina Khan, for your time and for your efforts that you have been doing, and you have been providing awareness to the people in Pakistan. So it is really a great thing. And let me briefly introduce Marina Khan. Marina Khan is a philanthropist. She is also an entrepreneur. And apart from that, she is also an engineer. And she is mostly involved in social right activities within Pakistan. And also her role is like very visible throughout the world, like you can see on social media also. And she is a poet also, and she is a US exchange alumni also. So she is having like a lot of experience. So we will discuss many things in upcoming sessions. So thank you, Marina Khan, for your time. Kindly introduce yourself so that our people should know about you, and then we will start about this UGRAD program.
Thank you so much, Arbab, for such a lovely introduction. This is Marina from Peshawar, and I visited USA in 2017 on an exchange program. I'm an engineer by profession, and currently I'm working as a liaison and industrial officer in Smita, Pakistan. Also, apart from my official activities, I'm involved in social rights activities where I promote social and human rights for the betterment of the community. I think the only motive of my life for the youngsters is to make their careers better and encourage them to get involved in the activities which usually they hesitate from, because usually and in the history, when students used to apply for such programs, there was less competition, but now as the time is passing by, the competition is also increasing, and there are a lot of challenges that the students are facing, so helping them is one of my ultimate goals.
Thank you very much, Marina Khan, for your great introduction and for your time. So before we may waste our time, so we'll just start with this. So today's session, here we will learn about how to apply for the UGRAD program, and that UGRAD Pakistan, which is recently announced. So in this program, there are a lot of things which are very important if you are a candidate and if you are applying for the specific scholarship. So you should know before applying. And it is not, this session is not based on this thing that we are going to give you 100% guarantee or we are going to select you. No, we are not going to select anyone. So this selection process is entirely different. This session is only to make people aware that how to go through the application, which points are important to be considered, because there are a lot of people, they know a lot, but unfortunately they cannot fulfill the requirements while they are writing. So it is important to consider those points. So Marina Khan, can you kindly tell us a little bit about global undergraduate program, which is recently announced, and last date is November 20th.
So Global UGRAD program is a non-degree academic program in which the students are allowed to spend a semester or minimum number of 4 months in USA in a relevant US university, where they're groomed as well as they are learning a lot of different programs. Also, sometimes they're allowed to opt various and versatile programs other than their academic degree. Also, the state departments allow them to have a good amount of community service, which is mandatory and sometimes non-mandatory for the completion of their non-academic degree program.
Thank you. So this is like a brief thing about global undergraduate program, which Marina has explained to you that it started around in 2010. So the main purpose of this program is to make people aware about international education program and international exchange programs. So, Marina, can you also tell us one more thing about the age limit of this specific program? That which age limit people are allowed for this specific program?
So for global UGRAD, if the students are 25 years or younger, they can apply. But they have to be enrolled in the second year or the third year of the university.
Okay, so you mean to say this thing that last year students like normally they are not eligible,
The
but
students who are enrolled in final year are most preferably not preferred just because of
okay,
their completion year.
yeah, and ideally their age should be maximum 25 years, not more than
Yes.
that. Thank you. And next thing, which is about the program cycle. So can you just tell us a little bit about the program cycle also?
So there are two cycles in the UGRAD program. One is the fall cycle and one is the spring cycle. So people who are going in fall are usually enrolled by August or September, and otherwise they are being sent in Feb or January.
Okay, thank you. And we also have some questions coming. Meanwhile, we will answer all those questions also. So we will not leave any question here. So can you also explain a little bit about the eligibility criteria? That what are the main points for those people like that? What are the eligibility criteria? Which things they should consider?
First of all, because we're talking about UGRAD Pakistan, so they should be Pakistani citizens. Also, they should be 25 years or younger, and they should be enrolled in a college or a university degree, and must be having 14th or 15th year of their education. So that makes them second year or third year of their university. Also, the applicants are required to have the most recent degrees result, which, for example, they're in third semester or they're in fourth semester. So they have to be readily available with their transcripts.
Okay. And next question in connection to same, can you also tell and little bit put light on this thing that who are those people who are not eligible, ineligibility criterias?
So, as we mentioned earlier, that the students who are in final year are not preferred. Also, students which are having double degree program, for example, in Pakistan, there is a culture of BA and BSc. So the people who are in the degrees which are only having 2 years and or a non-4-year degree, so they are not eligible. And sometimes if they get an extension from any government university, so then they become eligible. Otherwise, they're not preferred because they are already receiving 2 degrees in their 16-year degree program.
Yeah, and I also want to add something in this ineligibility. All those students or any participant or any candidate who is having dual nationality, which is Pakistan and US. So if somebody is having nationality of US and Pakistan together, so they are not eligible for this specific program. And if
Right.
anybody is a relative is working in US State Department, like their spouse, brother, sibling, parents, anybody, so they are also not eligible for this specific program. So that is like a brief about ineligibility. Marina, you also just tell us a little bit about how to apply for this UGRADE program, which is recently announced in Pakistan.
We will definitely share the flyer of the UGRAD program with them, but also there is a small website of USEFP Pakistan. By visiting that, they can apply for UGRAD program. And that website is always asking for three nominal things, which is their email ID as well as their CNIC card and a passport to be created.
Okay, thank you. And next important point, which is very important most of the time, every single student is asking, because last time when we were having sessions, so students were asking that, is there any scholarship opportunity for law students, or is there any scholarship opportunity for the social scientists, or is there any scholarship opportunity for the philanthropist? So I would like to know, along with our audience, they would like to know about the field of studies, that which field of studies are mostly in to the eligibility criteria, and plus same field of studies are also available in US.
All right. So, talking from accounting or economics or law, or if we talk about agriculture or engineering or political science, all of these degrees are preferred while applying for UGRAD. Sometimes the medical students ask this question that are we eligible for UGRAD? So there are certain conditions in which they are eligible. Otherwise, this program is not preferred because it is considered that medical has a strong history in Pakistan, as well as they are having good institutes in Pakistan. Other than that, biology or other medical fields like anthropology or anatomy, they are definitely preferred. Students studying physics or geology or hospitality management or international relations are also preferred. Other than that, if there is any new field introduced in Pakistan which is having least scope, they are also preferred.
Okay, thank you very much, Marina, that you have told us that different field of studies. Just I'm going to recap for everybody because some of the participants, they just joined and they are also saying that can you please explain things quickly. So we are discussing UGRAD program, which is recently announced in Pakistan. So this is global undergraduate program, and this is being run by US in Pakistan. We have office for that also. So that is United States Educational Foundation in Pakistan, USEFP. You can say that, and you can also search that one online. So in this program, things which we discussed, that is like, first of all, the global undergraduate program. This is about a program which started in 2010, and now it is going on. Main purpose of this is to have an international education exchange and cultural exchange. And there are a lot of people who are applying for this, and they are trying to promote the mutual understanding between people of Pakistan and people of US through educational and cultural exchange. Age limit for this, maximum age limit is 25, and program cycle, like there are 2 cycles, which Marina discussed about that. There are a few important points which were about the eligibility criteria, and we also discussed about the ineligibility criteria. And further, she also discussed about the how to apply for the specific program. So in field of studies, we had different programs, like she mentioned that there are a lot of field of studies, but some of them are like law, that mass communication, physics, political science, psychology, sociology, urban planning, US studies, journalism, international relationship, hospitality management, and geology, engineering, education, economics, accounting, business, biology, criminal justice, and so on and so forth. Like there are a lot of fields which are included in this. So now the thing which we are wanted to know, and participants also want to know about this thing, that how to create an application. Like if you have decided, or if you know that you are eligible for this specific program, or you are not eligible. Like some people will definitely walk away, and some people will come forward to apply for this specific program. So those who are going to apply for this specific program, so can you tell us that how can they create an application? So is it like a kind of email address based, or is it a kind of like phone based, or is it related to their passport, or is it related to their national ID card number?
So for creating an application, you definitely have to visit the portal of USEFP Pakistan, which is specially created for UGRAD applicants. And it just requires your email ID as well as your CNIC number so that you can access your account and create your application. Also, you can place a password of your own choice. And then whenever you want to visit that application, you can save it and come back if you don't want to continue further or maybe continue it later.
Okay, so this is like important about, so you, anybody who wants to create an application, they should use any email address that which you have mentioned, which they are frequently using. That otherwise, if they are receiving emails and if they are not checking their emails, so their entire process will go into trash. That will be useless then. And password will be sent to you through USEFP, and they will send you a password, and which you can later on change also. Once if you will log in, then you have to go into the existing application and start working on your application. So according to her, there are different tabs in them. You can save them and you can proceed to the next also. So in case if you have completed your 1-day work, you can save them and then exit on next day, or whenever you want to come back, you can just continue from the same place. You can go forward also in the same application, and you can go backward also, in order to complete all those stages which are required. Next thing, Marina, can you just tell us a little bit more about that instructions are important for participants to read or not? Like, it is just waste of time, or should participants read about the instructions?
I think the matter of selection, when we talk about it, the only participants who pay thorough attention to the instructions are the
Hmm.
ones who are acing the application at the end. Because sometimes there are minor details that every participant must know, and because from participant to participant, the details change and the circumstances change. So it's very important
Hmm.
to pay attention on the instructions, because I recently opened the portal and I witnessed one category in which there was mentioned that if only and only if you are selected, so you are required to submit a recommendation letter. So many of the participants do not know about the fact that you have to get your recommendations letter ready before time, just to avoid any haphazard at the last moments. So
Hmm.
I think if you have gone through the instructions twice or thrice, that will increase your chances of understanding how UGRAD works and how you are eligible to get selected or ace the application.
Okay, thank you. So reading instructions are very important. Again, like Marina has mentioned this thing, thank you for that. And because you have to read about those things which are very important, and important steps includes that how to complete your application, and general instructions, that there will be definitely general instructions involved in that. And it will also tell you about the field of studies in case if you have missed something in the awareness session or introduction session that which we are doing. And language proficiency, definitely they will tell you. And recommendation letter, definitely they don't need recommendation letter now. They will be in need of recommendation letter once when you are selected or you are shortlisted, so then they will seek that specific recommendation letter from you. In personal information, Marina, can you just explain a little bit about personal information, like which things are mostly included into the personal information a little bit? Then our main focus will be definitely personal statement, but this is just like personal information, what are required into that specific application.
So, because we are talking about UGRAD Pakistan, it is very important that you fill this portion very correctly, because it asks for your residence and your legal residence, as well as it asks for your date of birth. So, please be very accurate while writing your date of birth, because it can make you lose your application as well. Also, in the other section, they're asking for the country of birth and the city of birth. So, it is important just because. I believe that while selecting people from different areas, they also have a keen focus upon the diversity of the areas from which they're selecting people. So probably if you're writing the correct information, you have more chances of getting selected. Then your permanent home address is very important, because they're going to send you letters or any other information that might not be readily available through email or any other issue if they are having. So probably your residential address must be correct. Also, your emergency contacts are very important, because for example, if you are having an interview and you are not available through phone call or email, they might contact you on the other number that you have mentioned. So please be very accurate about your personal information.
Thank you. And next important thing, which normally most of the time we ignore, apart from this personal information, that is academic background. In academic background, it will be very helpful if you will also explain a little bit about academic background information, which is being required into that specific application.
So the 12th portion or the 12th section shows about the educational background that is being asked. So they're asking about your degree name. So you should be very specific if it is chemical engineering or if it is anthropology. Write about it. Also mention that it is BS or BSc or honors, anything else that comes with the prefix or the suffix. Also mention your starting month and year, because that decides that how much months you have studied in the same university if you are applying from the second year. Also, the field of study is important. Your institution where you are enrolled is important. And if you want to remove any portion, you can also use the remove button. Also, you can mention more of your achievements. For example, if I have done bachelor's in communication and if I've done bachelor's in engineering, I can add both of these. If I have a previous achievement, like I have done any diplomas, I can also mention that. Make sure that you utilize all those informations that you think that people should know about you while they're selecting or while they're considering you for the selection.
Hmm.
So this is one tip that I want to give, that mention your diplomas, mention your certificate programs if they're about 6 months to 1 year.
Thank you. And also, Marina, can you also explain a few more things which are related to their additional information, as academic background you have completely covered?
We have a TOEFL testing option and other standardized testing options in the educational section. So as you know that some people have taken TOEFL already, especially children who are already applying for programs abroad. So you can mention your score and your date on which the test was taken and the location. Otherwise, whenever a student is being selected for UGRAD, after the interview, they're asked for taking a TOEFL test with the help of a token. So you don't have to worry about it.
Hmm. Now, most important thing, on basis of what, like most of the time applications are being rejected and they can be considered. So again, I would like to repeat one thing to everybody, that this specific session, what is going on today, it is not about giving you guarantee that you will be selected into the UGRADE program. So it is just about the information session, and we are giving you a session on which you can get little bit information, little bit awareness, and little bit understanding that how to address questions, how to fill questions, because you know everything. You must have done a lot, but it is very important that how to present them. So presentation of whatever you have done, that is everything. If you have done 100% and your presentation is like only 10% of that, so it means definitely they will not consider you. So your presentation is always counted as most important. Marina, it will be very helpful if you will tell people and tell all those audience like we have about personal statement, how to write personal statement, which things are important to be considered into that. And we will have like one entire session which will be only and only related to personal statement, that how to write personal statement. But for now, like you can explain overall about personal statement, that what is that?
So, because as the name shows that a personal statement is very personal, I have been asked by a lot of people to write their personal statements or to modify them or to squeeze them. Writing somebody's personal statement is never a possible thing at all, just because it is your own story. You have to be your storyteller. You have to be very, very proficient in telling people who are you, what are you doing, and what you want to do.
Hmm.
So these are the three main questions that you really have to answer in your personal statement. But I personally, I might be very different in telling people how a personal statement should be. But it's my way of writing personal statements, and this way has made me achieve three international scholarships. So
Hmm.
I write it with a brief introduction of mine,
Hmm.
in which I tell that who I am, what I like, and what I do. And after that, whatever the program is, whether it is UGRAD or any other program, write particularly about the objectives. For
Hmm.
example, UGRAD is a non-degree academic program, so write about your academic objectives. If somebody from computer science is applying, maybe I'll recommend that person to write about any digital transformation. Maybe would recommend that person to research about his own interest in computer sciences, and then tell about the academic objectives or the goals or the research work that the child wants to conduct in USA or after coming back. Also, associate your goals with the personal statement and the
Hmm.
reason why you are studying or why you opted. For example, I opted chemical engineering just because I was fascinated about how industries work,
Hmm.
about how industries are growing in the entire world, about how systems work. So I would have written about that story. And
Hmm.
maybe because now I am an industrial liaison officer, so now I am more passionate about connecting industries to academia and government. So I'll be
Hmm.
writing about these goals. So this would conclude your second paragraph of the personal statement. And the last three or four lines in which you'll conclude your personal statement, you can write about what you would do when you will come back to Pakistan. What do you have to give back to Pakistan? What things you are going to gain from USA and give to Pakistan? Because you are someone who is going to bridge Pakistan and USA for 4 months, right? You are
Hmm.
taking a lot of things from Pakistan and giving a lot of things to USA, and then taking a lot of things from USA and coming back to Pakistan with a lot of objectives or a lot of goals, a lot of learning. So this is something very inspirational that every child should be very focused upon, and with a very revolutionary mind that they have to write in their personal statement.